Hi, I'm George Zamora with Trident Real Estate. Service animals for the past few years have become a very hot topic for both landlords and property managers alike here in Miami. Today, I want to go over a few things that you need to know as a landlord on service animals. One disclaimer though, I'm not an attorney and you should always consult with your attorney for any legal matters. And also know that the laws are always changing regarding this matter. Now, there's two types of service pets. There's a service animal, which the ADA considers as a certified trained animal. Now, usually a seeing eye dog or a pet that can detect the onset of a seizure would be a good example of a service animal. There's also comfort and emotional support pet. These pets aren't trained, but they can be used, for example, for people that need help with depression and or anxiety. Now, according to the Federal Fair Housing Administration, a service animal does not need to be trained. It just needs to provide a specific service. So for purposes of housing, that's what we really care about. So what should you do if you have a tenant or a prospective renter approach you and says that they have a service pet? There's a few do's and don'ts I want to go over with you. The one thing you can ask for is a signed and notarized letter from a healthcare professional indicating the need for the service pet. There are websites out there where you can obtain a certificate, badge, a vest, and just because a resident's able to obtain these online doesn't necessarily mean that that pet is a service animal. Now, I don't want you to necessarily dismiss these types of certificates because understand you might run into a case where maybe the resident has been under the care of a doctor over the past few years, and they felt that it was quicker and easier to just obtain one of these certificates. You always need to do a little bit of due diligence. You can ask if the animal is up to date on their vaccines. You are allowed to ask what type of pet it is. However, understand that no matter what the answer is, you have to allow that service animal, even if it's a snake. Now, it's also a good idea to find out what type of pet it is because down the road, if you're doing a property inspection and you go to the property and you find that the tenant has, in addition to that service animal, other animals, that is a completely different story. The service animal, has to be designated to that person. Those other pets might not apply. Also, in Miami-Dade County, pit bulls are illegal. However, if the pit bull is deemed to be a service animal, you have to allow it. You're not allowed to ask what the tenant's disability is, and you cannot ask for any pet fees or additional pet deposits for the service animal. Now, one other thing is just because the tenant has a service animal, they still have to follow regulations for the condominium association and municipal law and ordinances. So for example, a tenant just can't let their service pet go outside the front door in a condominium and do their business in the courtyard and not clean up. They still have to follow those rules and regulations. So those are just a few things you need to know as a landlord about service pets. If you have any questions, you can always call me. Again, my name is George Zamora with Trident Real Estate.